Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Taurus. If Taurus is your solar, lunar, ascendant/rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so our card tonight is the Ace of Cups. So I feel like we have quite an emotional situation stirring, right? Beginning. Okay, let's see what these tea leaves have to say. And if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. It is free to subscribe. Hello, T. How you doing, girl? Oh, mama. Okay, and let's see. I'm going to turn this light a little bit here. Okay. So I want to start. Where do I want to start? We kind of have... it looks kind of like the face of an older person. Off to the side here, you can see the nose, you can see the eye, the mouth right here, the chin, kind of looking down this way. And I look up here and I'm thinking, it almost looks like it's maybe L-E up here. Okay. But we have an older person, an older energy here. I'm looking at the finer details, which if we look closer, you can see parts of the formation look like other things. We have a heart. It looks like we have a person. I'm looking at this. It reminds me of maybe like a hunting blind. I think, is it a deer blind or a duck blind or whatever it's called? It's like a little platform or a little enclosing that kind of blends into the background, so you can hide up there while you're hunting, waiting for game to go by. And it must be a deer blind, because I don't think you would need to be in that for a duck. But anyways, I don't know. I have not been hunting, so I'm not sure. I'm basing this all off of TV, basically. And sometimes I've seen those little blinds, the ones that pop up, and I'm like, oh, that would be cool. I want one of those for my backyard so I can watch the animals come and go when they're eating and stuff. So anyways, I'm looking at this and it looks kind of like one of those, but I'm also thinking it looks like a tower, okay? And a person hanging out reaching for this heart. What else do we have? We have kind of a phallic sign right here. Okay. We also have a turtle, some more hearts. We have a person, it looks like an older person with a cane here. So let's start talking about some of this. I feel like, especially with this large face, right, and kind of a more elderly energy, I kind of immediately thought, this kind of makes me think of like somebody who maybe you grew up around, maybe a grandparent, maybe an older neighbor or a mentor, a teacher. And I feel like they seemed, when you're young, right, and you're around somebody who is like a single person, because, whatever, they never got married, they're widowed, I don't know, divorced or whatever. It seems like they maybe have been that way their whole life, right? When you're young, you don't have a concept of like a larger picture. It's just kind of how somebody is in the moment, right? And I feel like this is a person who maybe lived out the rest of their life they're older, they got older yet, and maybe they were alone, they chose to be alone. And from the outside, you would think, okay, well, this person is not interested in other people. They don't necessarily like to engage with people on a romantic level, or maybe they are somebody who it's kind of antisocial or whatever it is. And I'm thinking as a young person, as somebody who has no idea what the world is really like yet. So I think, though, interestingly, this person, this wonderful teacher of some kind, mentor of some kind, caregiver of some kind, they really surprised you, because I think when you took the time to really speak to them, to know them, to learn about their story, found out that maybe they were somebody who was quite romantic, who had quite a life of love and maybe a long marriage, or maybe their person passed away young and they never got over it, or whatever it was. And I think in some ways they encouraged you to be kind of a romantic in your own way. And I think that this is one of the archetypes of your life. One of the people who when you think of somebody who was not only loving, but somebody who really loved love, this was this person. And it was surprising to be somebody who had, in the later years, chosen to be quite solitary. How does that happen? How do we get to that point? Right? And I think, as you get older, you understand. I mean, just a few things could change, and, you could turn away from the world, or at least romantic relationships. It's easy. Well, maybe it's not easy, but not too many things have to happen to make you kind of give up on that aspect of life, right? Hello? Can you come over here? You want me to hold you? So I think that you learned a lot from this person, and I think that they are showing themselves to you. We have the Ace of Cups, so we are in a place of emotionality. We're in a place of probably love, a place of really, I think you are feeling the great desire and urge to connect to other people, maybe. I don't know, but it could be something that you're really passionate about. But I think when you get to these places, you really do. You think about this person who, from on a real superficial level, if you just looked at them, you'd think, oh, that's somebody who doesn't like other people. That's somebody who, it's probably never been married. They probably, they just, they don't have the capacity to care for others. Well, often we're so wrong. When we look at somebody and think, this is maybe what they're like. Well, you have no idea. You can live many lives before you get into those elder years, can't you? And so, I think this is a reminder. And when this person kind of comes up in your psyche, it is a reminder to you to live a life of love, to be brave, to put yourself out there, and to not linger in things that do not suit you. I think that it's, some people can make the best of hard times within relationships. And, I think some Tauruses, yeah, probably so, right? But I think Taurus is a sign that is not willing to put up with much for too long, especially if it is something that feels stifling. Something that makes you feel like you are not living the life that you had envisioned, or being the person who you wish to be. And so to be in a relationship that is tormented or loveless or, unbalanced, abusive or any toxic or any of these other things, I don't think that you could stay for very long. This is also a thing that you maybe learned from this person, that it's okay to be alone. I think for most people, and I really think for most people, being alone is the scariest thing. Maybe death, right? But that's kind of the same. It kind of is very linked together. I don't think that you're afraid to be alone. Not at all. I think that you are very confident in your own company. I think that you are very happy to be patient for the right thing to come along. I don't think you'll force anything. I do, however, think that you are a romantic. And sometimes when you're in that place where you're kind of just the thought of a wallflower came to mind, but it's not that. Just sometimes it's like you lower your aura and become stealth, and you walk through your life kind of blending in, not because you have to, but because it feels good to be unwitnessed sometimes. It feels good to be invisible. Sometimes this is where we have to go to really focus on the task at hand, to build up that bravery, right? I'm a lot more brave when nobody is watching me. Believe me. I think that a lot of us are like that. So I do. And I think that you are kind of in that phase where, yeah, you're kind of laid back, kind of, you're the kid sitting in the back of the classroom, right? Just kind of keeping to yourself, doing your thing. But I think that in this space, you are formulating, you're healing, you're gaining your energies, your vitality. And I think there's a feeling of love, of wanting to love, of wanting to be loved. And now maybe you're married, maybe you're in a relationship, maybe you're in more than one relationship. But I think that this is a time where you're really thinking like, I want to do this the right way. I want to get back in there into this relationship fully. Stop, being distracted by things. As that happens in life, we get busy, we get tired, we have health things come up, we work and being pulled here and there and everywhere. And sometimes, it gets to a point where we have to really make a decision. Yes, I'm going to spend time working on myself and my relationship. The same goes, I think, for being alone as well. We can do a lot of things by ourselves. We can stay busy by ourselves. But, when we've made that decision, I think that I might start dating again. I might start courting the idea of dating at least, right? So then we kind of have to transition back into a place where, we're opening up a little bit. We're kind of thinking about what makes sense in my life? What am I looking for? And so on and so on. And I think that you have done a lot of this. I think that you're in this mode of, I want connection. I want deep connection. In fact, I maybe need it, right? Now we also have a 27 here, 2 and 7. So that seems important. We also have, like I said, we have the LE. Now, I am a true crime person. I like to watch true crime. So when I see LE, I think, oh, law enforcement. But I think it also could be like a name, right? Or some other word or initials or whatever. But I do. That's where it's a Reddit. It's the Reddit, or even on YouTube. The YouTube true crime community has done that to me. Okay, let's see. So we also have 3, 2, 4. So that seems important. Oh, and we have that phallic symbol over here. Where did you go? I've lost you. There it is, right here. Okay, so I do think that there is a real peak in fertility right now. Now, it doesn't have to be physical. This could be the creativity, the desire to connect in that realm of love. Maybe it is sensuality. Maybe it is really the instinct to be creating other humans, right? And that could be. But whatever it is, the alignment is there, right? This is a good time for making things, creating things, manifesting. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we have somebody right here, kind of going up the hill with a flower. We also have, it looks like a lobster, but I'm thinking it's like a Cancer person. That's an interesting alignment or couple, a Cancer and a Taurus. I wonder what that would be like. If you have ever had a relationship or are close with somebody who is a Cancer, what is that like for a Taurus and a Cancer? I don't know that. I can't imagine if that would, I think it would be pretty good, maybe. I also think it would be kind of, I feel like the Cancer person maybe would have a hard time with a Taurus. Now a Taurus, I think, would be fine with a Cancer, although withholding some of their emotions or sharing their how they're feeling or what they're wanting or not being very direct, that might not make a Taurus very happy. So where did we go? We had the lobster, we have the person coming up the way. So I almost kind of feel like Oh my gosh, and look at this. We have this little smiley face. It looks like it has a heart for one eye and a little smile there. Can you please, mister? And so I feel like when we see the lobster, it is definitely like the moon card, right? Where we have the lobster or the crawdad out there in the excuse me, in the waters, emotional waters beneath the moon. And this is a sign of melancholy, okay? So I kind of almost wonder if this is a person who is kind of trying to court you, or if this is a spouse or somebody you're in a relationship with. Can you not rip up my chair, please? And they have a tendency maybe towards being kind of melancholy, you know, maybe a little bit depressive. And I think that maybe in some ways you find this, although you love them, of course, this can be very trying for you. It can be hard. And I can see a person's down here on their knees. And I imagine praying, holding this cup, holding you can see right here, the cup. Right there. And kind of, I think, almost offering, almost feeling responsible and offering up as much emotional support, or trying to fill the other person's cup continuously. But I think that ultimately you have learned that, you know, there's no way to fix somebody. We can support each other, right? We can be kind to one another and try to navigate some of those emotions and the circumstances that kind of happen around this kind of disease or period of time in their life, but we can't fix them. We cannot pour ourselves out into their being and make them better. It just doesn't work that way. It will never work. You know, as they say on here quite often, nobody is going to save us, and we cannot save anybody. We can help them, we can support them, we cannot fix, we cannot save, and nor would we or should we, right? People have to live their lives. They have to walk their paths, mostly alone, like most of us do. I mean, all of us, really. It's not sad, though. I mean, it could feel sad, maybe. I don't know. I can't tell you if it's sad or not. But it is a privilege. It's a privilege. So I look at this and I think, you know, there is an adoration here. Going up the hill with flowers, trying very hard. You know, for self and this is them. They are trying very hard for self, but also for family, for love, for union. Is that going to fix everything? I don't know. You know, it's hard. It's hard to be in a relationship with somebody who is depressive. I know, because I'm the depressive one. I'm the one that's difficult. And I know it's hard. It's hard to love somebody. Not just love. It's not hard to love them. Scratch that. It's hard to maintain a life with somebody who can get very low sometimes, as we all can. You know. It doesn't mean it's impossible. It doesn't mean that it's not worth trying. But it can be difficult. And I think, you know, here's the thing. I feel like we're not supposed to say that, but it's the truth. You know, we're not supposed to talk about how difficult it can be for a partner, a child, you know, family members, the parents. But it's hard. But there's a lot of love here. There's a lot of love. Okay, let's see. We have, what do we have going on? So I do see a period of time. We have this beautiful little formation of a person kind of walking by themselves. And I do feel like there's a sense of contemplation here. I also, I imagine there's somebody around with a mustache. Maybe a really interesting mustache, maybe one that's not as, you know, it doesn't stand out as much, but it seems like, this is somebody who really does watch out for you. And we have 2 hearts over here. Oh, and we have the turtle. So I kind of feel like this is a person that you've been thinking about. And maybe this is, I don't think this is the same as the older person we were talking about, but I feel like it's another person who is maybe older, a grandparent maybe, an uncle possibly. But I think somebody who always encouraged you to kind of live in your truth, right? And to also command kind of the respect that you want in your life. And I don't think that's hard for you, but I do think there's this kind of underlying message of be discerning, right? Be careful about who you choose to bring into your personal life, into your sacred spaces. You know, take your time. There's nothing wrong with taking your time. And there, with the hearts, I think that ultimately you've been somebody who has done pretty well within your relationships. Now, have they lasted forever? Maybe not. Have you had a few? Probably. Right? But I think that you're somebody who knows how to love. And I think that you're somebody who has been loved more than once. Probably quite a few times. And I feel like I just get this sense of you being quite careful with those that you really cherish. And with most people, I think you're very thoughtful and you don't like to hurt people's feelings. You know, you have a way of being able to communicate with people. You're quite charming, you know, and inviting and I think there's a sense of feeling safe with you. And I think this probably makes you somebody who people are very drawn to. Very drawn to, but I think you are. You're not, you don't let people in easily. Now you maybe have a good amount of acquaintances, but I don't think that you call a lot of people your friend, your real friends. You're, you know, people who are your family even, you know. I think that you are careful about who is involved in your often life, okay? And I think in a lot of ways that's made you quite powerful. You don't spread yourself thin. You really do honor the relationships that stand out to you. Okay, we have The Mystique of Magdalene by Cheryl Rose. And we're going to just flip through here. Stop where it feels right. That's what little Pudgy says. Okay, Magdalene's portal. Gateway. It is a gateway. Where does it go? I don't know. I am going to meditate on this. Where are you taking me, Magdalene? Makes me think of that Bob Dylan song. Me and Magdalena. Oh, I don't know if I'm allowed to sing it. What is it called? Romance in Durango, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not supposed to sing songs on here. All right, come over here, little baby. I guess you're my big baby, huh? Oh, let's say goodnight to these people. All right, Taurus, I want to go ahead and say thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. And if you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel so much. Careful now. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. And it is free to subscribe. And if you'd like to leave a comment, please do. I love reading them. I love hearing from you. It's one of my favorite parts of having the channel. This cat's about to jump right in the middle of the table. Please stop, you little silly. All right, so I love you. We'll talk in a few days. Take care of yourself. Enjoy yourself. It's almost the weekend. And goodbye.